Although she had been told never ever to discuss what she had seen, Bush confided in her family, warning them to never tell anyone what had happened. Introduction. If there is one thing that all of us can say with certainty, it's that we're living in a world of definitive uncertainty. Fake news, alternative facts, outright lies, fears of nuclear war, widespread surveillance of the population, mass shootings, the rise of a totalitarian state, and more have led millions of us to distrust the world of government. And with good reason, too. There are countless conspiracy theories in circulation that suggest the world as we see it is not as it really is. At a global level, more and more people are beginning to realize that we are being manipulated and lied to. We are denied access to secrets that shouldn't be secrets.
I have
Our
played
politicians obfuscate, deny, and outright lie.
a little bit of this just to
No
sort
one
of
knows who
get
to
the hang
trust.
of it, and
The nightly news is being replaced by
half know
carefully
my way
orchestrated
around, kind
propaganda.
of, not really, but
Our iPhones are
we'll see
monitored,
what we can
as are our
do.
laptops and our landlines. As for social media, that too is ripe for spying by men in black suits. No wonder, then, that the last few years have seen an incredible rise in conspiracy theories, deceptions, and cover-ups. They range from the controversial to the shocking, and from the nightmarish to the downright terrifying. And you can find all of them in this audiobook. Highlights of cover-ups and secrets, the complete guide to government.
I love it when The Undertaker shows up. It's like a supernatural force is bringing it to us. Or bringing us to him.
I think Taker is the supernatural force, though maybe you're onto something. His opponent does seem to have a bit of a supernatural aura about them.
An aura is one thing, but I don't think that will be enough to measure up against the Phenom. Once was locked twice, a second one would be truly impressive.
The ever-controversial Roswell UFO.
Oh, man, knee strike.
Politicians, scientists,
Full-on club.
and even Princess Diana.
Firm control.
All in the name of national
Caught with the boot. Undertaker showing no answer for this attack.
Any attempts of offense from The Undertaker are being sapped.
concerning controversial issues like UFOs and time travel.
To stomp in every single part of his body. No respect being shown whatsoever with those stomps.
And the overall goal to have us all living in states of fear, ignorance, and unending subjugation. Truly.
I don't think The Undertaker has quite found his opponent's weaknesses yet.
You might see this as an early wake-up call. Get the blood pumping. That was
The
nasty.
U.S. government's secret UFO project.
Kicks to the face. Capped off with a big one.
And now he's landing an unbroken chain of attacks.
He is not perched up top. On a diving knee drop. His adrenaline is pumping right now.
Given to the story was simple. All revolved around the existence of a secret UFO program.
Undertaker's had a long and decorated career. Certainly a lot of tape to watch in the Phenom in preparing for this match.
Yeah, but even if you watch each of the Dead Man's matches 100 times, Undertaker can still surprise you.
From the top.
Crash and burn.
Good God. Just a disgusting thud heard here at ringside.
It's important to note that this could be
Somehow he saw Taker coming.
Such programs date back to
Watch
the
out.
late 1990s.
Good Lord. Taking flight. The airtime. The fearlessness. What a ridiculous maneuver to the outside.
It was in summer.
Here we go again. He made his point. Concentrate on the match instead of everything outside of it.
1947. Pilot named Kenneth Arnold.
Undertaker isn't being given any room to recover.
Undertaker has to turn this around in a hurry.
And the pressure being put on the Phenom there.
Yeah, but you got to expect that at this point in the match.
This is a situation you want to avoid. Down into the shoulder.
Shared his story with the media and told them that the objects
Trying to get vertical, but he has no idea he's in the line of fire. From the top.
down motion.
Oh, man, he landed rough there.
The hours. The term flying saucer.
Back and forth, counter after counter.
And now heading back inside the ring.
European
uppercut. And he's taking on a lot of offense here, guys.
Yeah, he is struggling to get back into the swing of things.
As well as a wave of quite literally hundreds of additional.
He's looking to go high risk from the top.
Incoming!
Crashing to the floor.
A terribly risky move, and it did not pay off.
Icarus could have done it better.
Interestingly, the Project Sign staff concluded that a UFO phenomenon
Arm ringer applied.
really did
Beautiful back kick.
They were unable to state with any degree
And
of
slides back
accuracy
into the
what
ring.
the objects actually were.
He's ready to show his opponent and the world what he's made of.
First up top. Through the air. It connects.
They got all of that, just taking flight and soaring through the sky.
In 1948, Project Sign was replaced with Project Grudge. Just like Sign, Grudge had its personnel who championed the alien angle. Others suggested
Lifting them
military
up.
aircraft.
There's the go to sleep.
Crucial moment for The Undertaker.
There's two. Oh, he gets that shoulder up before three.
Amazing kick out from The Undertaker. His resilience tonight is unreal.
And now the question runs in the mind, how am I going to be able to end this?
Which provides a brief history of the
Undertaker's lost all power. The dead man is looking beatable. The dead man facing some danger. You can bet the dead man won't rest here.
Announced the termination of Project Blue Book, the Air Force program for the investigation of UFO.
Here it comes, legendary Hell's Gate! Hell's Gate!
This is real bad.
The Goga Plaza's locked in.
Hurt couldn't take it anymore. Has to tap.
701 remained unidentified. The project was headquartered at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, whose personnel no longer received, document, or investigate UFO reports. The decision to discontinue UFO investigations was based on an evaluation of a report prepared by the University of Colorado entitled Scientific Study of Unidentified Flying Objects. A review of the University of Colorado's report by the National Academy of Sciences, past UFO studies, and Air Force experience investigating UFO reports during the 40s, 50s, and 60s. The Air Force continues. As a result of these investigations and studies and experience gained from investigating UFO reports since 1948, the conclusions of Project Blue Book are 1. No UFO reported, investigated, and evaluated by the Air Force has ever given any indication of threat to our national security. 2. There has been no evidence submitted to or discovered by the Air Force that sightings categorized as unidentified represent technological developments or principles beyond the range of present-day scientific knowledge. And 3. There has been no evidence indicating that sightings categorized as unidentified are extraterrestrial vehicles. With the termination of Project Blue Book, the Air Force regulations establishing and controlling the program for investigating and analyzing UFOs were rescinded. Documentation regarding the former Blue Book investigation has been permanently transferred to the Military Reference Branch, National Archives and Records Administration, Washington, D.C. 20408, and is available for public review and analysis. This is also from the Air Force. Since Project Blue Book was closed, nothing has happened to indicate that the Air Force ought to resume investigating UFOs. Because of the considerable cost to the Air Force in the past and the tight funding of Air Force needs today, there is no likelihood the Air Force will become involved with UFO investigation again. There are a number of universities and professional scientific organizations, such as the American Association for the Advancement of Science, which have considered UFO phenomena during periodic meetings.
Is it just me, or does Shawn Michaels look spectacularly full of hair tonight?
Limber, too. Full of energy, great complexion.
I think we're dealing with something beyond the realm of normal comprehension here. I don't want anyone to get fired by making any more comparisons. Let's just call the match.
Yeah, it's going to take more than that.
Both wrists captured and
UFO is advised to contact
and goes back into the ring here.
Organizations mentioned above, or to contact the local law enforcement.
Shawn Michaels is known as the showstopper. Corey, how do you handle facing off against someone like HBK, someone whose in-ring reputation precedes him?
This is where you have to adopt a win-at-all-costs attitude, because the chances of out-wrestling Shawn Michaels are always slim. And it's not like HBK has to cut corners himself to get where he is in this business.
And any one of those shots could take you out for good.
Massive miscalculation on that one.
Into the lariat. Disheartening position for HBK.
This is what I was talking about earlier. Doing everything and anything possible to beat HBK down and get the W.
Forced to the outside. Not a good predicament. First up top. Oh, God. Terrible landing on the outside.
Yeah, and I don't think that's what was in mind there.
I don't know if there was anything in mind there.
Oh, what a kick.
The CIA's assistant
Going to the top rope. What's his plan?
Up high.
All the way down to the floor.
What a spectacular misfire.
And that is why we say don't try this at home, viewers, because of terrible miscalculations like that.
Such nature that they are not
And heading up top.
natural phenomena.
First up top. And completely missed the mark.
Went for a high risk towards the outside, but it ended up being in vain.
Chadwell prepared a list of saucer-themed recommendations.
Neck breaker.
Our
The Director of
bomb.
Central Intelligence
A knee right to the face.
Also looks like Shawn's busted open now.
activities as
Look out.
Whoa, look out. That's going to be on highlight reels for a long time.
Incredible curve.
Sky high.
I can't believe what we just saw.
I can't believe that didn't miss. And he now slides back into the ring.
Taking this match to the outside. Oh, quick way to respond with the reversal.
However, the DCI shall avoid duplication of activities presently directed toward the solution.
He looks like he's about to put his opponent in their place.
Coordinated with the military services and the research and development board.
Will he get on with it already? This is a fight.
Psychological board. Other
Classic HBK.
Oh, this is what you get. He had that coming. Unbelievable athleticism. Just going for it all and landing a direct hit. They're stomping every single part of his body.
This has got to be demoralizing for Michaels.
Tough night so far for Michaels.
48 hours later,
Oh,
the
man.
intelligence advisor recommended that
That right there will rock you.
selected scientists to review and appraise the available evidence in the light of pertinent scientific
He wants this fight on the outside.
Bringing this back into the ring.
Thus was born the
He's got that look in his eye. It's go
The
time.
man chosen by the influence, Howard Percy Robinson, a consultant to the agency, a renowned physicist,
Lifting them
and
up.
the director
Will that keep Michaels grounded?
Beautiful transition.
And now the cover. Oh, and he just kicked out.
That was pure muscle memory on display from Michaels. The showstopper will not quit.
That was a home run shot that got robbed at the fence.
Not just the CIA, but the Air Force too. Who obligingly agreed to have
Defiant counter from HBK.
CIA's.
Right to the back.
The Air Force said.
And hold on. Are we looking at the prelude to the end of it all?
Regarding the extent to which the U.S.
High impact. They might be able to put this one away right here. Strong kick out late into the match.
Where in the world does one find such strength at this stage to kick out that early in the count? Neck breaker!
And the WWE Universe is making their appreciation for these gladiators known.
Boom! Good night. What a knee.
Transitions to the cover.
But is it enough?
And got the win. That is a huge win here tonight.
Deputy Director of Johns Hopkins Operations Research Office quickly got to work. The overall conclusion of the Robertson panel was that while UFOs per se did not appear to have a bearing on national security or the defense of the United States, the way in which the subject could be used by unfriendly forces to manipulate the public mindset and disrupt the U.S. military infrastructure did have a bearing, and a major one too, on matters of a security nature. According to the panel's members, Although evidence of any direct threat from these sightings was wholly lacking, related dangers might well exist, resulting from a misidentification of actual enemy aircraft by defense personnel, b. overloading of emergency reporting channels with false information, c. subjectivity of public to mass hysteria, and greater vulnerability to possible enemy psychological warfare. It was also recommended that a number of the public UFO investigative groups that existed in the United States at the time, such as the Civilian Flying Saucer Investigators, CFSI, and the Aerial Phenomena Research Organization, APRO, should be watched carefully due to the apparent irresponsibility and the possible use of such groups for subversive purposes. The panel also concluded that a public education campaign should be undertaken on matters relative to UFOs. Specifically, agreed the members, the debunking aim would result in reduction in public interest in flying saucers, which today evokes a strong psychological reaction. This education should be accomplished by mass media, such as television, motion pictures,
Hell in a Cell, the most unrelenting structure in WWE.
That's right, Corey. It's an honor to do battle inside its walls, but every match exacts its price, a price that The Undertaker knows very well.
14 appearances.
If the secret is known. Such a program should tend to reduce the current gullibility of the public, and consequently their susceptibility to clever, hostile propaganda. The CIA continued. In this connection,
This is an 8 wins. Does his opponent stand a chance?
Studying the psychology of panic, written about the famous Orson Welles radio broadcast in 1938.
Boom! Good defense from him. Strong kick.
The names of Don Marcus, University of Michigan, and Leo Roskin
Catches the leg.
One counter is met by another.
Also, someone
Targeting the arm to great effect.
Perhaps an advertising expert could be helpful.
Forearm to the face.
Communication reaching the mass
Both
audience.
wrists captured and
Suggested the U.S. Navy would
what a forearm.
as a potentially valuable organization.
What are we about to...
Educational program.
Makes it incredibly difficult to walk.
Nothing was being held back with each of those strikes. Knee right to the face. Can Undertaker withstand this onslaught?
Undertaker's really being tested here.
Which made World War II training camps.
Stomp after stomp. Relentless. Each of those boots seem to get heavier with each blow.
In other words, the Robert Patterson panel was less about determining what UFOs were and more concerned with addressing how the Soviets might manipulate
Double knees.
to create mass hysteria in the United States.
The arm absorbing the damage. He's taken on some damage at this point.
He'll be lucky if this is the worst he suffers in the South.
You have to imagine the disdain it takes to repeatedly stop someone like that. He's completely on defense now.
It seems like he has nowhere to escape here.
Look out!
Honing in on the arm.
In fact, it was up to its neck.
Up the rope he goes.
Perched up top. Diving knee drop. He's looking to make a moment here.
Uh-oh.
Reversal by The Undertaker.
He's looking to get back in this.
If Undertaker was looking for a chance to turn this around, this could be it.
Was encouraged to
Corey, there's no disqualification in Hell in a Cell. How can you hope to walk out of here with the win?
Well, Cole, it's like the old saying goes, corner a dog in a dead end, and it will turn and bite you. Everyone in the cell is a caged animal at this point. You really have to tap into those animalistic instincts to survive.
Oh, man, what a hit.
That report is still not in the public domain. When the news broke in December 2017,
Got them off their feet here.
the research community invaded
Oh, my God.
He's no longer looking at his best.
Politico stated the following.
Turns it around. Goes under the ropes and into the ring. He's reaching under the ring for anything useful.
I think we need to find something else to put our trash in around the ring, because I guarantee that can is going to be
To the knee. La Maestro cradle. Perfectly applied.
Power right out at one.
not even a near fall there. Ooh, clothesline delivered.
December 20th.
Well-placed elbow to break up the maneuver.
Just days after the New York 19
Beautiful arm wringer applied. So accurate.
Undertaker saw it coming.
Identification program and the To the Stars Academy, TTSA, releasing what it calls the
Trace across the top rope.
USG. Lisa Alessandra,
Good night. Oh, absolutely brutal.
Oh, no, I think they may have busted him open, guys.
And that belief is not just a gut feel, but based on science.
Lands the trash can. That'll leave a mark. Can he do it here? A kick out before three.
He thought he had it.
Things that don't have any
Oh my God, I'm looking over
Seems like
there.
this match is becoming something of an uphill battle for him.
Hell in a Cell isn't just about trying to win the match, it's about struggling to survive.
Just ejected from the ring.
It is his time to take care of business.
Objectivity is incurred when dealing with a subject as unknown as and contentious as UFOs. However, there are still those observations.
Here we go again. He made his point. Concentrate on the match instead of everything outside of it. Ooh. Oh, he had that scouted.
Oh, this is just too far. Get some control in there. Oh, look at his aggression, just pure brutality.
Easy. Oh, the arm taking the brunt of that.
Aerospace for the construction and application of facilities in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Slam. Leg drop across the throat.
Shut the door. This could be over.
Oh, barely kicks out.
Getting dangerously close to ending it all there.
U.S. military
Finds a counter for the dead man.
details of staff, precise nature of material.
And a reversal from the Undertaker.
Ooh, merciless looking blow. Undertaker is ready to collect another soul, gentlemen.
Fought back with a punch to the gut.
German suplex.
And staying with it, into the cover.
There's two. No, he gets the shoulder up.
Almost inhuman at this point.
This author filed the Freedom of Information Act FOIA request.
Lifting them up.
There's the go to sleep. The Undertaker in a bad way.
Immediate cover after the impact. Two. A kick out. I don't believe it.
We've seen this time after time. You cannot keep the Undertaker down.
That was plan A, and it didn't work. He must be thinking about plan B at this point.
Aerospace in Nevada into the federal program.
Elevated wrist lock.
Undertaker now to secure the victory. Shoulder up, shoulder up.
What a match.
In May 2018, yet another development occurred.
Ooh, read that one.
Right baseline applied into the guillotine.
And with the submission lock.
Big right hands to the body. Shoves off his opponent, and he is out.
Undertaker! Gonna climb to the top rope, looking for a little old school!
Said many times that there is
Old school!
Pin, shoulders down.
Might put him away right now.
Come on.
They got it. A career-changing win inside Hell in a
Actually,
Cell.
hang on, guys. I'm gonna tell you what, it's a slider on this. Good.
That reports on LasVegasNow.com that this was not a single UFO incident. but a series of encounters lasting 2 weeks. The report refers to them as anomalous aerial vehicles, AAV, but social media today calls them the Tic Tac UFOs because of their white, elongated oval shape. Among the key findings in the report, the AAV is not something that belongs to the U.S. or any other nation. It was so advanced, it rendered U.S. capabilities ineffective. It showed velocities far greater than anything known to exist, and it could turn itself invisible, both to radar and the human eye. Essentially, it was undetectable and unchallenged. Right now, this is where things stand. The current
Yeah,
UFO
stop it.
program of the U.S.
Leave it
government
back.
remains steeped in secrecy and controversy. Despite the revelations of the New York Times in December 2017 and Anthony Bergalion being stonewalled on key issues pertaining to the project.
Hell in a Cell, the most unrelenting structure in WWE.
That's right, Corey. It's an honor to do battle inside its walls, but every match exacts its price, a price that The Undertaker knows very well.
14 appearances and 8 wins. Does his opponent stand a chance?
Man.
Beautiful arm wringer applied. Oh, by a lariat right to the face. Man, knee strike.
Undertaker with the counter.
Oh, the claw! There's the claw! This could be it!
It's hooked in deep.
And yes, he's able to get out of this dire situation.
Others suspect that our aliens might actually be time travelers.
Able to avoid damage with an evasive maneuver.
First one missed, second one didn't. Effective.
The U.S. government knows all about.
Doesn't want to be on the top rope like this. Getting back into the ring now. Oh, he timed that counter well. Forearm to the face. Looking to crush the hamstring.
Another one?
Hamstring crushing knee strikes.
Repeated strikes. You could see that each strike drained their opponent's energy.
Proof these superstars have done their homework. Arm wringer applied. Leg lariat with the arm wrench. Very nice.
Undertaker needs to head this assault off at the pad.
Perched up top.
Nobody home.
And a quick cover from The Undertaker.
Easily kicks out of that one. He got a little too confident with that one.
Across the shoulders. Knee right to the face.
German suplex. Shoulders down. Pinning predicament. 2 count. Oh, he kicked out.
This could be a tipping point in this match.
Countered right when it was needed.
Launching like a predator with wounded prey. He's as good as done here.
What a display of strength here.
Piercing the throat.
The sheen is starting to wear off of him a bit now.
Yeah, the intimidation factor and skill of Taker really taking over there.
Suggests that the government does indeed.
And back elbow creates separate.
Uh-oh. Fought off with an elbow. Military press.
Driving the elbow.
Got the leg.
Oh, goodness.
Jam your leg in a bad way.
Coming down with a leg drop.
And Undertaker with momentum on his side.
The Undertaker is making a statement.
Neckbreaker! Ouch.
Perched up top.
Diving knee drop. Grabbing the arms and just rapid stops. Barbaric amount of stomps.
The proverbial mud hole has been stomped, and now it's time to walk it dry. Kick down low, all tied up. Is this enough to do it?
And he only stays down for a 1 count. Wow. Neckbreaker! Ouch.
Both wrists captured and pow! Undertaker lights just went out.
And now the tables have somehow turned.
Thankfully, the lights are back, and I don't care how many times you see it, you never get used to darkness like that.
To be honest, it freaks me out each and every time, Michael.
Followed a lariat right to the face. Oh, and a knee to the face.
Oh, right on the arm.
Undertaker retaliates.
A clinic of counters being put on by these competitors.
Big back.
It looks like he could get it done here.
Kicks out. He still has life.
Both competitors digging deep into their well to keep this match going.
Undertaker gets reversed. Oh, look at this. Oh, kicks.
Oh, several kicks to the face, and one more for good measure. Oh, kick to the face. Taking aim on the arm.
Both wrists captured and
Boom! Good night. What a knee.
Regardless of whether people believe or don't believe in the reality of William Dutch.
lifting them up.
Go to sleep. Somehow took down the Undertaker.
2. Oh, shoulder up before 3.
The trademark resolve of the Undertaker.
Here it comes. Legendary. Hell's Gate. Hell's Gate.
This is real bad.
The Goga is locked in. Oh, the Phenom. The Phenom is in trouble.
I don't think I've ever seen the Undertaker tap out, but it may have.
He lets go of the hold, but I don't see any reason for it.
No telling what's going on in his mind right now, Michael.
Oh, he saw it coming.
What the fuck was that shit?
It was on a dark stretch of road. The hills caught sight of a curious light in the sky.
Boom!
The Undertaker now to secure the victory.
Gets the win, and he survives Hell in a Cell.
They were dreams that suggested that they have been taken on board in craft and even experimented on by weird-looking humanoid figures. In no time at all, the dreams became definitive nightmares. Something had to be done. And it was. When things got really bad for the Hills and the nightmares and stress began to overwhelm them, Barney, for example, developed stomach ulcers. They sought help. It was a very good idea, as that same help led to answers for what happened on that mystery-filled drive back to New Hampshire. They were put in touch with a neurologist and psychiatrist who operated out of Boston, Massachusetts, named Benjamin Simon.
Hell in a Cell, the most unrelenting structure in WWE.
That's right, Corey. It's an honor to do battle inside its walls, but every match exacts its price, a price that The Undertaker knows very well.
14 appearances and 8 wins. Does his opponent stand a chance?
Now
look at this aggression, just pure brutality. Come on, easy. Prime example of working smarter, not harder. That's what I say.
Oh, great wherewithal there.
Both wrists captured and man, knee strike. Leaning on the turnbuckle here.
We're so detailed.
And he retaliates.
Then it prompted author John Fuller to write a book on the subject, titled The Interrupted Journey.
Knew what was coming from Taker. Boom, what a kick. Rolling elbow.
Woo-wee.
The alien abduction phenomenon spread like wildfire.
Both wrists captured and
That
was nasty.
Undertaker cuts him off. Suplex attempt. Able to go behind, though.
Escapes and a chop block takes him down. Firm control. Punishing boot.
Undertaker showing no answer for this attack.
You can bet the dead man won't rest here.
Perched up top. Diving knee drop. Both arms captured and vitriolic stomps.
Multiple stops.
And if the first stomp doesn't send you the message, the follow-up ones definitely will. Taking out the arm, great strategy. Stops that offense from connecting.
Great ring awareness saved him.
And a lot of Hell in a Cell matches come down to some kind of high-risk maneuver. From your point of view, is that the surest way to success?
Just as many have come down to a creative use of a table or chair. The cell and your opponent will present so many opportunities. I think you need to stay nimble, stay open-minded, and not go high risk unless you absolutely need to.
Unloading with an uppercut.
David Jacobs, though, in his books, Lucky Among Us, concludes that the hybrid issue is downright dangerous, and that we are being infiltrated.
Chin-breaking uppercut.
Oh, he flips that around. Taking this fight back into the ring.
He's getting pumped up. He's really in this now.
The alien abduction issue is a threat to both national security and
Boom! What a forearm. Good golly, Miss Molly.
That question brings us back to Matt.
Targeting a body part, working the arm.
Undertaker had that scouted. 300 pounds.
He might put him away here. Stops the ref count before 2.
Not getting to 2 at this point has got to say something.
Indeed, descriptions of
Caught in a bad spot. Nasty elbow shot. Trying to create separation. Undertaker counters.
Arm wringer applied. And bang! So accurate.
Man, knee strike.
Climbing to the top rope here.
Perched up top.
Diving knee drops. He's been dealt a good deal of damage.
And seeing that you're surrounded by the steel cell can't be adding any comfort. The stomp in every single part of his body.
You got to wonder if there's more animosity in this match than we previously thought. And the action is shifted now into that dangerous area between the ring and the walls of the cell.
Young man living on his family's farm.
Sliding back in under the ropes here. Undertaker facing some trouble.
Undertaker has to turn this around in a hurry.
What he said of Villas Boas' story. After intercourse, the big-eyed succubus that seduced Antonio Villas Boas pointed skyward, implying a cosmic origin. But the mere fact that she appeared thoroughly female, and moreover attractive, belies an unearthly explanation. Further, one could argue that the clinical environment gave Patrick horrible negatives. It was deliberately engineered to reinforce his conviction that he was dealing with extraterrestrials.
Old school.
You can almost see the soul leave the body. That's how much force Taker put into that.
Hoist their opponent up on their shoulders. There's the go to sleep. Somehow took down the Undertaker.
2. He kicks out somehow.
Oh my goodness. The dead man lives on. He's still in this.
I can't tell if it's anger in the eyes of the fact that he hasn't finished this, or if it's disbelief that his opponent is still in this.
How in the world did he kick out?
Firm control.
Wow.
Kick right to the face.
Both wrists captured. And
That was nasty.
He looks like the kind of competitor that can take on all comers right now.
with the damage sustained by Undertaker, he could be on his way out.
He'd be getting into a dire situation soon.
Beautiful arm-wringer applied. Beautiful back kick. Undertaker is now under pressure.
Undertaker's really being tested here.
Oh, come off it. No way, that was... Oh, whatever.
Tombstone. The Undertaker just ended this.
2 count. It's over. Brutality finally comes to an end.
the most violent and destructive species on the entire planet. Us, the human race. He says of what became known as the Space Brothers, commentators regularly assume that all the contactees, a term for those who claimed encounters with human-like aliens in the 1950s, were lying or else delusional. But if we're experiencing a staged reality, some of the beings encountered by the contactees might have been real, and the common messages of universal brotherhood could have been a sincere attempt to curb our destructive tendencies. The extraterrestrial guise would have served as a prudent disguise, neatly misdirecting our attention and leading us to ask the wrong questions, which we're still asking with no substantial results. When in 2008 Tonys began to talk and write publicly about the crypto-terrestrial theory, he got mixed responses from UFO researchers, as Tonys himself admitted to me. The crypto-terrestrial theory has met with mixed reactions. Some seem to think that I'm onto something. Most UFO researchers are at best extremely skeptical. Others think I'm parroting John Keel's super spectrum. Keel was the author of the acclaimed 1975 book The Mothman Prophecies, a variation on the parallel worlds theme that in turn shares memes with Jacques Vallée's multiverse. Both ideas suggest that we somehow occupy dimensional space with our alien visitors, doing away with the need for extraterrestrial spacecraft while helping explain the sense of absurdity that accompanies many UFO and occupant sightings. Keel and Vallée have both ventured essentially occult ideas in cosmological terms. Both the superspectrum and the multiverse require a revision of our understanding of the way reality itself works. But the crypto-terrestrial hypothesis is grounded in a more familiar context. Tonys expanded. I'm not suggesting unseen dimensions or the need for euphonauts to downshift to our level of consciousness. Rather, I'm asking if it's feasible that the alleged aliens that occupy historical and contemporary mythology are flesh and blood human-like creatures that live right here on Earth. Not another version of Earth in some parallel cosmos, but on Earth. While I can't automatically exclude the UFO phenomenon's paranormal aspects, I can attempt to explain them in technological terms. For example, I see no damning theoretical reason why telepathy and dematerialization can't ultimately be explained by appealing to cybernetics, nanotechnology, and other fields generally excluded from ufological discourse. He concluded, the crypto-terrestrial hypothesis
Actually, we will, while we're here,
extraterrestrial hypothesis, and those who support a more esoteric
we
interdimensional
will
it offers no
change a couple of
reconciliation.
moves, I think.
It does, however, wield explanatory potential lacking in both camps. Echoing Tony's words are those of longtime UFO investigator Timothy Green Beckley, who has his own tale of the crypto-terrestrial kind to share. Some people might suggest that because the Space Brothers look so much like us, that they could be from somewhere right here on Earth, an ancient race maybe. There are a lot of cultural legends.
Yeah, okay, that one going.
UFOs coming out of the ocean, lakes, caverns. The whole hollow Earth thing is a little hard for me, but the caverns theory I can take. I remember one incident, 1970s, where I was lecturing, and a gentleman, a professor at the college where I was lecturing, came up to me and told this story about how he was driving
Yeah, that'll do.
outside a town in Michigan. It was rather late at night. He saw these lights in the woods. He pulled over, and there was no other traffic coming in either direction. There was already another car on the side of the road. He described seeing some sort of ship in the distance. A UFO. A group of human-like aliens got out, walked to the car, which was a Cadillac or something like that. He watched them and could see they looked human. They just got in the car and drove off. But then a couple of weeks later, he sees one of the same guys in a supermarket. These reports sound far-fetched, but There's so many of them, of what seem to be aliens being able to move among us. But if they're really from here, that might explain it. Now we get to the issue of a U.S. government cover-up concerning the crypto-terrestrials. While Mac Tony's admittedly intriguing theory was simply that, a theory, this story has an even more intriguing aspect, one that comes from a former employee of the U.S. government. He writes under the pen name of E.A. Guest. His real name, however, is Walter Bosley, who served in both the U.S. Air Force Office of Special Investigations, AFOSI, and the Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI. He has revealed a startling story told to him by his father, who was also a respected figure within the U.S. military. In the 1950s, Bosley's father worked on various projects that would ultimately have a significant bearing upon the manned space program, including training pilots in altitude chambers and flight medicine training. At one point in his career, Bosley's father was ordered to attend a briefing at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Dayton, Ohio. It was a briefing on none other than the legendary UFO crash outside of Roswell, New Mexico, in early July 1967. Despite what UFO researchers and a sizable amount of the public think, Bosley says his father told him that nothing of an extraterrestrial nature crashed in Roswell on that fateful, and for the crew fatal, day. In Bosley Jr.'s very own words, according to my father, these vehicles came from inside the planet. The civilization exists in a vast underground system of caverns and tunnels beneath the Southwest, and is human. He continues. Occasionally they come and go, emerging in their vehicles, and occasionally they crash. They are human in appearance, so much so that they can move among us with ease and with just a little effort. If you get a close look, you'd notice something odd, but not if the person just passed you on the street. Significantly, Walter Bosley says, I believe that the ET hypothesis has been used by the aliens themselves because it is most readily embraced by people who have had encounters with them. Bosley's words bring us back to Mac Tony's and his theories on the conspiracy-filled Roswell affair of July 1947. In his 2009 book, The Crypto-Terrestrials, Tony speculated on the possibility that the Roswell craft was balloon-like and built, flown, and disastrously crashed by ancient humanoids that lurk in the depths of the planet. Controversial? Yes. But he made some interesting observations on this possibility. In Tony's own words, the device that crashed near Roswell in the summer of 1947, whatever it was, featured properties at least superficially like the high-altitude balloon trains ultimately cited in the location of the Air Force. Debunkers, of course, seized on the lack of revealingly high-tech components found among the debris to dismiss the possibility that the crash was anything but a case of misidentification. Not even Major Jesse Marcel, the intelligence officer who advocated an ET origin for the unusual foil and structural beams, mentioned anything remotely resembling an engine or power plant. Tony's continued in a fashion that emphasized that the crypto-terrestrials may not be as scientifically and technologically advanced as they might prefer us to think they are. The crypto-terrestrial hypothesis offers a speculative alternative. Maybe the Roswell device wasn't high-tech. It could indeed have been a balloon-borne surveillance device brought down in a storm, but it doesn't logically follow that it was one of our own. Upon happening across such a troubling find, the Air Force's excessive secrecy begins to make sense. Regardless of what you, me, or indeed any number of the well-known Roswell researchers, authors, such as Bill Moore, Kevin Randall, Stan Friedman, or Don Schmidt, might think or conclude, the fact is that Tony's crypto-terrestrial theory is probably the only one that allows for the Roswell crash site to have been comprised of very unusual non-Homo sapiens, but at the same time, incredibly simplistic technology. The alien theory should, of course, require highly advanced technology to have been recovered, yet we hear very little on this matter aside from talk of fields full of foil-like material with curious properties. Accounts of the military coming across alien-created power plants and engines, as Tony's described them, are curiously absent from the Roswell affair. It's that aforementioned foil, and not much else. Perhaps Tony's was indeed on the right track when it came to Roswell. Maybe Walter Bosley, who still pursues the story, is still on the right track. Just perhaps, it was the Roswell affair that, quite out of the blue, led the U.S. military to realize, to both its amazement and its fear, that we are not the only species of human on the planet, and in the process, a huge cover-up was initiated to ensure that the world never gets to know the true story of Roswell's crypto-terrestrials. The strange tale of a time traveler. From 2000 to 2001, the world of conspiracy theorizing was rocked when a man using the name of John Teeter came forward claiming to be a time traveler from the future, specifically from 2036. Such was the fascination with Teeter's story, conspiracy researchers took deep notice of what he had to say, to the point that what began as an interesting series of claims quickly became a veritable phenomenon. Was Teeter all that he claimed to be? Was his story of being a member of the U.S. military true? Was he really a man from the future? Or was the whole thing a strange hoax? Before we get to the matter of answering those questions, let's first take a look at the history of time travel in both reality and fiction. Within the specific genre of science fiction, fantastic tales of time travel to the far-flung future or to the distant past are hardly rarities. Take, for example, H.G. Wells's epic novel of 1895, The Time Machine. The book tells the story of a brilliant London, England-based scientist, inventor, and adventurer who journeys to the year 802,701 CE, where, to his complete and utter dismay, he finds that the human race, in the form that we understand it at least, no longer exists. In its place are the Eloi and the Morlocks. The former are relatively human-looking beings, albeit of smaller stature, yet they utterly lack vitality, imagination, and any desire to learn or advance. The Morlocks, meanwhile, are fearsome, savage, and nightmarish beasts who dwell in darkened underground lairs and who use the Eloi as we use cattle, namely, as a source of food. In the 1968 movie Planet of the Apes, Charlton Heston's character, Taylor, a NASA astronaut, arrives on a nightmarish world run by a ruthless race of talking apes. Only at the film's climax, as he stumbles upon the broken remains of the Statue of Liberty, does Taylor realize with horror that he has not set foot on some far-off planet after all. Rather, he is home, 2,000 years in the future, after a worldwide nuclear holocaust has destroyed human civilization and given rise to the world of the apes. The Philadelphia Experiment is an entertaining Hollywood film allegedly based on real events, which tells the story of two sailors, David Herdag and Jim Parker, who are propelled through time from 1943 to the Nevada desert circa 1984. The BBC show The Flip Side of Dominic Hyde is also about time travel. The main character travels through time from 2130 CE to London, England in 1980. Ostensibly there to observe the transportation systems of the past, Hyde subsequently finds himself on a quest to locate one of his ancestors. Let's not forget Michael J. Fox's character, Marty McFly, who in the 1985 Hollywood comedy blockbuster Back to the Future travels through time to 1955, where he almost makes out with his then teenaged mom, comes perilously close to wiping out his own existence as a result of his time-traveling antics, and single-handedly invents rock and roll. Deja Vu is a 2006 movie with Denzel Washington, that told the story of U.S. government agents trying to solve a terrorist attack by using secret time travel technology to look into the past. Also, who can forget 12 Monkeys, starring Bruce Willis? In other words, at least as far as Megabuck's movies and literary classics are concerned, the theme of time travel is a spectacularly successful one. Tales of fictional time-traveling heroes and strange futures aside, what of the real world? Is it possible that one day we might travel through time in much the same way that today we hop on a plane to take our yearly vacation? Time travel is not theoretically possible, for if it was, they'd already be here telling us about it. British physicist Professor Stephen Hawking famously said a number of years ago. Even if time travel did one day become a possibility, it would be beset by major problems, as Hawking notes. Suppose it were possible to go off in a rocket ship and come back before you set off. What would stop you from blowing up the rocket on its launch pad or otherwise preventing you from setting out in the first place? There are other versions of this paradox, like going back and killing your parents before you were born. Mac Tonnies, the late author of the book After the Martian Apocalypse, which is a study of the controversial Face on Mars mystery, believed that he had the answer to the potential problems cited by Hawking. Stephen Hawking condemned time travel because, in his opinion, it should enable a constant stream of visitors from our own future. He assumes, perhaps unwisely, that we'd be aware of these visitors, when in truth, it's remarkably easy to think of reasons our ancestors might choose not to visit at all. Tonnies continued. Other physicists are at work refuting the paradox of going back in time and killing your parents before you are born. If they're right, a time traveler from the future could interact with others, including his or her past self, so long as no action was taken that would endanger the traveler's own continued existence. It's difficult to visualize how this might work, although the idea makes logical sense. Maybe the best analogy would be a physical system that relies on a principle of least action, such as a ball rolling inexorably downhill. He further noted, the fascinating upshot of this is that there's a chance we're indeed being visited by advanced beings from our own future, but their interactions with us would be necessarily limited, lest they doom themselves to non-existence. Tonnies also wonders if the many UFO sightings that have been reported for decades may not be due to the actions of aliens from the other side of the galaxy, but the result of time-traveling humans, masquerading as ET, to keep secret their real point of origin. If time travel is possible, said Tonnies, the behavior of UFOs may be at least partially explained. Formal contact with us would result in a causality violation of some sort, so they must remain content with maintaining their presence behind a curtain of subterfuge. If we are indeed being visited by time travelers from the future, then surely the biggest question is, how are they getting here? One possibility is by what is known in physics as wormholes, a term coined in 1957 by theoretical physicist John Wheeler. The wormhole is basically a shortcut through both space and time. Although firm evidence for the existence of these so-called time tunnels has not yet been firmly proven, they do not fall outside of the boundaries presented in Einstein's theory of general relativity. Indeed, in 1988, Kip Thorne, a gravitational theorist at Caltech, demonstrated that wormholes, if they existed, could be kept open by using what is known as Casimir energy, or exotic matter. The Casimir effect is based upon a force that is exerted as a result of the energy fields that exist in the space between objects. Of course, if such exotic matter could be harnessed and controlled, then for our time traveler of the future, taking a trip into the past via a wormhole may be relatively commonplace. Jenny Randles, the author of a number of books on time travel, including Breaking the Time Barrier, Time Storms, and Time Travel, Fact, Fiction, and Possibility, offers a cautionary view on traveling through time. The ability to manipulate time would provide a dictator with the ultimate doomsday device, allowing one to change the past or adapt the future until it suited his or her own ends. Also, as Randalls perceptively notes, human society will face many difficult questions when that first time machine is switched on. Like the first moon landing, the discovery of time travel will change our world. The idea of time travel fascinates us because it offers us the possibility, however remote, of revisiting and recapturing a moment from our youth. The very first time we had sex, the day we bought our first car, that special night when we first got the chance to chug down a long, cold one. If time travelers from our future are secretly visiting us already, as Mac Toney suggests as a possibility, at least it shows that we have a future. Let's now take a look at a few claims of time travel in the real world. One of the most famous examples of what some researchers think may have been a definitive time slip involved two British women, Charlotte Ann Moberly and Eleanor Jourdain, who, it has been suggested, traveled through time while visiting the gardens of the Petit Trianon in Versailles, France. It was August 10th, 1901, when the pair paid a trip to the Palace of Versailles. While walking through the grounds, both Moberly and Jourdain were overcome by distinctly oppressive feelings of gloom and uneasiness. They would later claim to have met with a wide variety of individuals, all garbed in 18th century clothing, and who they came to believe had been members of the court of none other than Marie Antoinette. More controversially, the pair said they saw a figure they thought may very well have been Marie Antoinette herself. Did Moberly and Jourdain really cross the time barrier into centuries past? To this day, the story has as many believers as it does detractors, but we need to take careful note of one important factor. Their amazing story does not stand alone. Indeed, numerous reports are on record of people apparently passing through time, entirely at random and without the benefit of any form of out-of-this-world technology. A key event in the First English Civil War, the Battle of Hopton Heath, a small village in South Shropshire, was fought on Sunday, March 19, 1643, between parliamentarian and royalist forces. The battle ended at nightfall, with the actual victory and outcome still remaining matters of very much personal opinion. The royalists, for example, had succeeded in capturing 8 enemy guns, while the parliamentarians believed that their successful killing of the enemy commander, the Earl of Northampton, was of equal, if not even greater, significance. However, without doubt, of even more significance, was a startling event that occurred at some point in winter 1974. It was late at night, and then 36-year-old John Davy Davis, a Lichfield, Staffordshire-based house painter at the time, was driving near Hopton Heath when he began to feel unwell. An ominous tightness developed in his chest. He felt lightheaded, and as he succinctly put it, "My left ear hurt and felt hot." Quickly pulling over to the side of the road, Davis was amazed to see the night sky suddenly transformed into daylight, while the road in front of him no longer existed. Instead, it had been replaced by a mass of fields, heathland, and tangled trees. In front of him, countless soldiers adorned in what was clearly Civil War clothing waged harsh war upon one another. Notably, Davis said that although at one point he was nearly bloody surrounded by the soldiers, it was almost as if they could neither see him nor his vehicle. This afforded Davis a degree of relief, as he was practically frozen to the spot and couldn't have run if I had wanted to. As it transpired, Davis didn't need to run anywhere. Just a few seconds later, the bizarre scene suddenly vanished, and Davis found himself sitting at the edge of the road with his car squashed against a large line of hedge, and with complete and utter normality returned. Horning is an old village in Norfolk, England, situated between
Hell in a Cell, the most unrelenting structure in WWE.
That's right, Corey. It's an honor-new battle inside its walls, but every match exacts its price, a price that The Undertaker knows very well.
14 appearances and 8 wins. Does his opponent stand a chance?
1978 and 1979. The Margolis family was enjoying a stroll around the picturesque village when, like so many
Shot by The Undertaker, one of the best strikers in the business, and that was a well-executed attack.
Reality,
They are getting pummeled.
Silence and slight dizziness.
Just never had a chance to block any of those.
And that prevents Undertaker's attack.
The houses were replaced by ancient cottages, and the road ahead of them became
Punched to
more
the
than a
stomach
muddy track.
and stopped in their
As for
tracks.
the cars that had been inside the
face.
wood, instead a battered and bruised cart appeared. It was being pulled by a
Crushing the
large
hamstring.
The thin man dressed in brown
Well-placed
walked
knees
alongside
to the
the horse.
hamstring. And with an onslaught of strikes like that, it's clear they have nothing but punishment on their mind.
Suddenly, however, the modern-day sounds
Man, knee strike.
voices began to echo all around them, and the strange spectacle
Corey,
was
what's
now
the key to
utterly
mentally
gone.
preparing for being inside the cell?
When you're inside the cell, you can't show fear. You have to carry yourself as if you're ready to turn the devil's playground into your own personal playground.
So the more comfortable you are in the cell, the better your chances are of surviving it.
At least mentally.
The
dead man facing some danger.
Any attempts of offense from The Undertaker are being sapped.
Hanging down, and their eyes lit.
Watch the educated hands
Then
and
they
feet.
looked like they woke up.
Like he's got 11 arms and feet.
Interestingly,
Both
odd
wrists
and
captured
unsettling
and boom! Good night. What a
such as
knee.
those referenced in each of these cases, were also referred to.
Effective
by author
counter.
Andrew
And that might be the start of the
His book,
momentum swing he
Adventures
needed.
in Time.
Yeah, the dead man getting some refreshed vitality. That heart-shaped
Events
style of
recorded
Undertaker
in
being met in
are
kind.
accompanied by feelings of depression.
That's pretty cool.
I'm a little uncomfortable watching this, guy.
Don't expect a candlelight massage.
Headbutts. And a lot of them.
He is staying aggressive now.
All precision and strength with these attacks.
Firmly demonstrates that whatever
Driving
you
a
may think you
forearm
know
into
about
the
nature of
jaw.
time,
Good night,
in
guys.
reality,
What's
you may
going
not
on?
even know that happened.
Mind games and tricks with the
All of
head
which
on
brings us
display.
back to the
Thank
matter of
goodness the
Jones.
lights are returned. I don't know about
His
you, but
extraordinary
that felt
plays
like an eternity to me.
How can we make sure that never happens again, Michael? Like, I don't think my heart can take much more. And that could be a first step towards The Undertaker gaining control.
This could be his chance to rally.
Particularly so because many of his claims did not come to pass. For his supporters, though, that's not a problem. They suspect that
He cuts it off.
alternative timelines may exist rather than just one, which admittedly
Here
provokes
it
even
comes.
more.
Legendary Hell's Gate.
This is bad. This is real bad.
The Goga Plot is locked in.
It was
This
just
is
1
the
year
moment.
before
So much for the
9/11,
submission
John
hold.
Teeter
He just
turned
lets
up on
go.
various online
His grip
forums,
strength might have run out.
claiming to be one of Uncle Sam's warriors. Within 36 years,
Return fire from The
the
Undertaker.
story that Teeter told.
These two
was not
reaching a
good one.
standstill with all these reversals.
It was
Undertaker
downright
isn't being given any room to recover.
Some might even say
Maybe
it's
seeing a dead man walking.
It's important to note that we don't even
And
know
someone
whether
was
John
coming there.
Teeter was the man's real
Chess
name.
match of counters and
Initially,
reversals
his
happening
claims
here.
were posted online by nameless.
Picked up
That
and being
changed
carried
when in
around
early
now.
2001, Teeter began posting extraordinary stories to the late Art Bell's BBS forums. Since the site required users to guide alone,
They're going to explore every inch of hell
Teeter.
here now.
According to his story, Teeter lived and worked in Tampa, Florida.
And he was ready for Undertaker. And here he is, heading back into the ring.
Back in time to 1975.
Reversal. And that turns
Ostensibly
things
to access
around.
certain computer-based technologies
Being
that
carried
could,
around.
in clear fashion,
Undertaker now to secure the victory. He got the shoulder up in time.
Refusing to give up even an inch of ground as this...
And what he's looking for here looks like a potential submission maneuver coming.
Targeting the shoulder with the claw.
Escape and a takedown.
They understandably shook up a lot of people.
Undertaker counters.
After all, he was talking about nuclear war, the collapse of much of
Sent out of
civilization,
the ring the hard
a future
way.
that was both dangerous and dark.
I'd be running if The Undertaker looked at me like that.
in many respects even unrecognizable. Let's see what exactly Teeter had to say.
Now to the
John
ring, to the
Teeter
confines of the
loudly
chain
proclaimed
link
that a civil
enclosure.
war
Heading back
would
into the
begin
ring
in
now.
2004, which would progress until it really blew up big time in 2008.
Across
Such
the
was the
shoulders,
scale of the
knee
Civil
right to
War,
the
said
face.
Teeter,
German
that the United
suplex.
States fragmented into 5 separate regions. Things got worse. In 2015, Russia launched a number of nuclear missiles at the United States,
This is real
which
bad.
caused
The
massive death, destruction,
I
and
can't
turmoil.
believe it. The
Teeter
Undertaker,
said that
the dead
people
man,
of
moments from
2036 referred
submitting.
to this brief, terrible exchange between the United States and Russia as End Day. Of course, it's important to note that none of this ever happened. And more significantly, Teeter made no mention of 9/11. Without doubt, the worst attack ever on the United States next to the events of Pearl Harbor in December 1941. Teeter, however, had a get-out clause for this highly problematic part of his overall story. Namely, he explained that the future was not set in stone. Traveling back and forth in time could result in the creation of multiple timelines. In other words, Teeter implied his future and our future might be radically different. In his world, a brief Third World War occurred, but no 9/11. On this very matter, Mike Savay, in his 2016 book, Who Authored the John Teeter Legend, says, "For skeptics, this represents too easy of an out, placing John's story in the loathsome category of unfalsifiable, leading many to dismiss the story out of hand the moment they come across what Wikipedia lists as John's predictive failures." Teeter himself acknowledged this problem with his story. "When the day comes for my prediction to be realized, it will either happen or not. If it does happen, then your ability to judge your environment is crippled by your acceptance of me as a knower of all things, and gifted with the ability to tell the future. If I am wrong, then everything I have said that might possibly have made you think about your world in a different way is suddenly discredited. I do not want either. Although I do have personal reasons for being here and speaking with you, the most I could hope for is that you recognize the possibility of time travel as a reality. You are able to change your world line for better or worse, just as I am. Therefore, any prediction I might make has a slight chance of being incorrect anyway, and you now have the ability to act on it based on what I've said. Can you stop the war before it gets here? Sure. Will you do it? Probably not." John Teeter mysteriously vanished in 2001. His claims, however, still intrigue and entertain thousands of dedicated followers. They believe that he is not the hoaxer that many believe him to be, but someone whose claims of multiple timelines in our future can explain the inconsistencies in Teeter's tales. When aliens become deadly. The following report, titled Research Findings on the Chihuahua Disc Crash, originally from J.S. to Deneb team members and dated 23 March 1992, was mailed to researcher Elaine Douglas in July 1993 and postmarked Santa Ana, California. Elaine mailed the original to Leonard Stringfield, who later published it. The report appears to have been written by a source or sources with intimate knowledge of the incident at issue, who desired the release of the evidence to interested parties. The report reads, on 25 August 74,
I don't think they're getting out of Hell's Gate. Think
U.S.
again,
Air Defense
Corey.
radar detected an unknown approaching U.S. airspace from the Gulf of Mexico. Originally, the
Puts an
object
end to
was
that.
tracked at 2,200
Firm control.
2,530 miles on a bearing of 325 degrees and at an altitude of 75,000 feet.
Not
It would intercept U.S. territory
And he decides to let his opponent out of the hole.
southwest
Might have felt like he was losing a grip and didn't want the opposition to counter out of the submission.
60 seconds observation at position 100
attacks landing above the neck.
Things have to...
The object simultaneously decelerated to approximately 1,700 knots.
This is real bad.
He's fighting back. He's fighting back. Hell's
Turned to
Gate
a
is
heading of
open.
290 degrees and began a slow descent. It entered Mexican airspace
What a way to get out of that one.
miles south of
A
ground zero.
masterful display of defense from
Radar
both
tracks
wrestlers.
approximately 500 miles to a point near the
All
town
the
of
way
Cayama,
up.
state of
Sidewalk
Chihuahua,
slam
not far
delivered.
from the U.S. border. There, the object suddenly disappeared from the radar screens. During the flight over Mexican airspace, the object leveled off
Get
at 45,000
ready. He's waiting for the
then
perfect
descended
time.
to 20,000. The descent was
The
in level
Undertaker.
steps.
Stiff elbow will break that.
Straight line.
Oh, man, that was a nasty shot.
Maintained for approximately 5 minutes.
Has to find a way out of
The
this.
object was tracked by two different
this could be
military
over.
radar installations.
No, stops the count at two.
Getting that
Civilian
silver up
radar.
now is
But it is
huge.
assumed that no civilian radar detected the object due to a lack of any such reports. The point of disappearance from the radar screens was over a barren and sparsely populated area of northern
And he was
Mexico.
ready for Undertaker.
At first, it was assumed that the object had descended below the radar's
Across the
horizon.
shoulders, knee
watch
right to
was
the
kept
face.
for any
German
re-emergence.
suplex.
None occurred.
Flat
At
out.
first, it was assumed that the object might be a meteor because of the high
knee
speed
right to
of
the
descending
face.
flight path. But meteors normally travel at higher speeds and descend in a smooth arc steps.
Here it comes.
Meteors do
Legendary.
not normally take the 35-degree change.
This is real bad. Tapping out.
Shortly after detection, an air defense alert was called. However, before any form of interception could be scrambled, the object turned to a course that would not immediately take it over U.S. territory. The alert was called off within 20 minutes after the object's disappearance from the radar screen. 52 minutes after the disappearance, civilian radio traffic indicated that a civilian aircraft had gone down in that area. But it was clear that the missing aircraft had departed El Paso International with a destination of Mexico City, and could not, therefore, have been the object tracked over the Gulf of Mexico. It was noted, however, that they both disappeared in the same area. With daylight the next day, Mexican authorities began a search for the missing plane. Approximately 10:35 hours, there came a radio report that wreckage from the missing plane had been spotted from the air. Almost immediately came a report of a second plane on the ground a few miles from the first. A few minutes later, an additional report stated that the second plane was circular-shaped, and apparently in one piece, although damaged. A few minutes after that, the Mexican military clamped a radio silence on all search efforts. The radio interceptions were reported through channels to the CIA. Possibly as many as 2 additional government agencies also received reports, but such has not been confirmed as of this date. The CIA immediately began forming a recovery team. The speed with which this team and its equipment was assembled suggests that this was either a well-rehearsed exercise or one that had been performed prior to the event. In the meantime, requests were initiated at the highest levels between the United States and Mexican governments that the U.S. recovery team be allowed onto Mexican territory to assist. These requests were met with professed ignorance and a flat refusal of any cooperation. By 2100 hours, 26...
Apparently, both Dakota Kai and Johnny Gargano have anointed themselves as quest givers here in the Arcade of Tomorrow. Gargano's match tonight against his competitor is part of some challenge they've concocted.
Well, you ask me, quest giving sounds like a fancy way of saying they stand around and tell other people what to do. I, for one, much prefer sitting down and telling people what other people are doing. Seconded.
For once, we all agree.
You can't get caught in a hailstorm like that if you want to win. Boom! Good night. What a knee.
Oh, right on the arm.
Not good.
Gargano is fighting himself at a disadvantage.
Johnny needs to decipher a solution to this situation fast.
Practically never-ending blows coming at full force here.
Ah, knee smashing the face.
Both wrists captured and
Just caught flush. He looks like the kind of competitor that can take on all comers right now.
Headed to the top rope.
From the top!
You gotta be kidding me!
That was just incredible hang time.
Blast off!
Whoa, what a landing! From up top, right onto the target. Out.
perched up top.
Look out below!
No matter who you are, when you crash on the floor, a searing pain races through your body.
Here we go again. He made his point. Concentrate on the match instead of everything outside of it. He's starting to look battered.
This match finally really taking its toll. Who knows how much further this thing will go now?
A relentless attack here on Johnny.
Gargano has to retreat and rethink his strategy. Just stomping every single part of his body.
Man, knee strike.
Climbing to the top. What's he thinking?
Perched up top.
Diving knee drop.
Forearm to the face.
Ooh-wee.
Across the shoulders, knee right to the face.
German suplex. Here it comes. Legendary. Hell's Gate.
This
Hell's
is bad.
Gate.
This is real bad. Taps out.
We've already seen this competitor beat one representative of the Dakota Kai, Johnny Gargano dynamic duo. What are their chances in tonight's triple threat?
Remember, tonight the Kai and Gargano won't be working together. It's everyone for themselves. They're just as likely to turn on each other.
I'm just curious to see the prize that Kai and Gargano award if their pupil passes the test. I just hope it's worth our time.
Stops the kick.
What power! Thunderous powerbomb. Crashing down like that, having the wind knocked out of you, never a good time for that to happen.
In a match with no disqualifications, you really want to lean into that stipulation. You have to use every attack you have that's normally against the rules. If you're not going to use the situation to your advantage, you've already lost.
That's very sound advice for any no DQ situation, Corey.
Working on the arm. Oh! Oh, and a double axe handle. Incredible height.
He gets set, looking to finish this one early. Looking to steal one there, perhaps.
Too early in the match to end it.
He is in the zone, and he wants everyone to know it.
Barely lost in the moment. He better snap out of it. Looks like he's coming back in. Now looking for something to waylay her opponent with.
Bringing a steel chair into play here.
Fine uppercut.
That'll cost some teeth.
Caught that and reversed it.
Block the arm drag, rolls through, pinning combination.
Raises the shoulder before the 1 count.
Just using the adrenaline to stay in the match. We're no closer to a winner just yet.
Agility like that is what can set you apart from the rest of the locker room.
Cinches up the arm in a series of boots.
Just going all out with every blow.
Dakota Kai turning up the intimidation factor.
And here we go, returning to the ring.
Incoming.
Bang! He finds a counter.
Across the shoulders, knee right to the face.
German suplex.
Hit that with everything and following it with the pin.
A kick out to stay alive.
We'll see if this is the start of a rally.
Guillotine applied. This one could end soon.
Needs to escape and does. Gets free from that painful hold. Ascending to the top rope.
Boom, from the top.
Crash landing. Well, that didn't go as Johnny designed.
Ooh, rear European uppercut.
Deadlift. Look at the power here. Into a German suplex.
Clearly an attack that very few superstars can perform with such ease.
Oh my gosh, what a lariat.
He's got a kendo stick, a weapon we've seen used to great effect time and time again. He's able to slip away from that.
DDT! Planted.
Damage is starting to take its toll on him.
Yeah, some courageous offense from Johnny Gargano.
Treating their opponent like a heavy bag right now.
And a well-timed counter. Slides under the ropes. Back into the ring. Oh, roll up here. He gets an emphatic kick out.
Looks like it's going to take much more here. Knee right to the ankle. Then again. That was a vicious display. You can almost see the disdain in their eyes.
She lost some of her stamina at this stage.
Truly getting put to the test in this triple threat match.
Super kick! Oh, my!
Vicious.
Insulting. A shot like that to the ego can really shake you up mentally. Oh, my God. Oh! Turns that away. Unbelievable athleticism. Rising to a vulnerable position. Trouble is looming.
Catches the kick.
A clash of counters, and these superstars did their homework. Grabbing a kendo stick. Any connection with flesh will definitely leave a welt. Across the shoulders, knee right to the face. German suplex.
Dangerous knee on the button.
I think we are witnessing. Hoist their opponent up. Uh-oh. And she anticipated what was coming. Whoa. How about a punch?
Lifting that up.
Double leg takedown. Crushing double stop. Arm sister. Look at these series of boots. Uh-oh. Something big is coming.
He gets into the ring. Sent right into the corner.
My goodness, look at this. Turn out the lights.
Oh, things are looking dire for Dakota Kai.
Looks like the gas tank is running past E now.
And a kick.
Rolling elbow right on the mark.
What a counter by Gargano.
From the top, double stomp.
And quickly into the corner.
Might be in trouble.
Fights out at two.
Somehow, some way, he is still in this. His adrenaline is pumping right now.
Big boot. Vicious.
And my word, this has been a match for the ages.
This has been a monumental effort.
Hoist their opponent up on their shoulders.
Go to sleep.
That could ground Gargano for good.
Bulldog.
This could be it for the 3 count.
Stopping the ref's count just in time. Oof. Smart attacking the arm.
Both arms captured, and vitriolic stops. And a mud hole is being stopped.
And another just non-stop aggression. Targeting the arm now.
Oh, the knee directly into the face.
He answers right back.
Oh, goddamn.
He's able to dodge out of the way.
Boom! A knee right to the face. And Gargano is falling behind.
Johnny's got to start reversing his fortunes.
Reversal after reversal. These two have counters for days.
Clearly hoping something nefarious is beneath the ring.
Guess she was looking for her old pal named Kendo under there. It's absolute pandemonium in here.
And it's all because of the willpower these superstars are showing.
And this is really getting it.
Here it comes, legendary Hell's Gate!
This
Hell's
is bad.
Gate!
This is real bad.
The Go-Go plot.
And he has to tap. Had to do it with a serious injury. Wow, I've never seen anything like this before. Maybe as part of an entrance, but in the ring?
Well, even I can't find anything to complain about here. Both opponents look formidable, like they're fighting inside a real-life video game. And Xavier Woods looks overjoyed.
I can't help but wonder if this is exactly legal, but the ref doesn't seem to mind. And after all, this is the island of relevancy.
Every strike more devastating than the last. Oh!
Oh, that'll weaken your arm.
Measured up nicely.
Fist drop!
In full control of their opponent with more in mind.
Discus punch!
Saw it coming and avoided it.
With a wheelbarrow face buster!
And he avoids what was coming. Oh, vicious running knee lift.
Tearing down the leg now.
Oh, stomping away.
And now he's going to the top rope.
From the top!
You gotta be kidding me!
The 1-2 punch of high risk, high reward.
Sky high!
Through the air, and connects!
Soaring through the sky and crashing onto their opponent.
Perched up top.
Taking a flight to nowhere.
The high risk just resulted in a big splat.
Corey, what's the strategy for taking on a competitor like Xavier Woods?
You can't overlook Woods, Cole. He's a tremendous in-ring talent with a knack for upsetting anyone who thinks they can easily beat him. When you're in the ring with Woods, you need to take him seriously, even if he is twerking or poorly playing a trombone.
Back into the ring now.
Might be going high risk here. From the top.
Good Lord, taking flight. Adrenaline can make you do crazy things. Exhibit A right there.
That was nasty. Headed back into the ring.
He's getting pumped up. He's really in this now.
And he's going to the top.
Perched up top.
Look out below!
Trying to do as much damage as humanly possible.
But at what cost? That is attacking with malicious intent.
And Woods has lost momentum here.
Yeah, this is what you have to do against Woods. You can't take him lightly. You have to come at him as you would any other serious threat.
Neck breaker. Grabbing the arms and just rapid stops.
Just stomping every single part of his body.
Not targeting the arm.
He looks like he's about to put his opponent in their place.
And he exits the ring.
Better watch the count.
And now he gets back into the ring.
Across the shoulders, knee right to the face.
German suplex.
Arm wringer,
Punch to the face.
Woods might be waking up.
Woods was being tested and was finally able to get some offense of his own in.
Xavier Woods being put to the test.
At this point in the match, there's no time to recover. The damage is done.
And the exclamation point.
Oh, no.
It looks like that busted him open pretty bad.
Momentum is running away from Woods here.
Woods has got to figure things out in a hurry.
Here it comes. Legendary. Hell's Gate.
This is bad. This is real bad.
The Go-Go Plot is locked in.
Trying to fight it. Anything to not give up.
It's a battle of wills now. Who will break first? I don't think they're getting out of Hell's Gate.
Think again, Corey.
Wow.
And able to beat Woods to the punch.
Guillotine applied. This one could end soon.
And he just decides to end the hold.
Wonder what he's thinking here. Both wrists captured and boom! Good night. What a knee.
Xavier Woods falling victim to now attacks the cover.
Can he keep him down?
Shoulder up even before a 1 count.
How'd he do that?
DDT!
Talk about devastation.
Lifting them up.
There's the go to sleep. Can that finish Woods?
Looks to climb the top rope.
Perched up top. Diving knee drop. Both arms captured. And vitriolic stomps.
Just a barrage of stomps. Just unleashing shot after shot after shot. Oh, putting focus on the arm here.
Woods finds an opening.
Has it hooked in and
Small package.
Woods might have this wrapped up.
2, 3, no! 2 count.
man, oh man, what resilience.
He's got to be running on it.
Xavier Woods.
Determination paying off for Woods there.
Determination coupled with well-timed execution.
Woods top rope with the
There's limit break. Will Xavier put away here?
makes the cover. Finally ends it. And all the bloodshed. Perhaps worth it now.
Wow, I've never seen anything like this before. Maybe it's part of an entrance, but in the ring?
Well, even I can't find anything to complain about here. Both opponents look formidable, like they're fighting inside a real-life video game. And Xavier Woods looks overjoyed.
I can't help but wonder if this is exactly legal, but the ref doesn't seem to mind. And after all, this is the island of relevancy.
Followed up by another to the chest.
And retaliates with a counter.
Perched up top, all the way to the outside. Putting it all on the line and coming up big with a breathtaking.
Oh, look out. What? Took a leap of faith and connected perfectly. This could be just what they needed.
Gotta respect the strategy to work over the arm.
Corey, what's the strategy for taking out a competitor like Xavier Woods?
You can't overlook Woods, Cole. He's a tremendous in-ring talent with a knack for upsetting anyone who thinks they can easily beat him. When you're in the ring with Woods, you need to take him seriously, even if he is twerking or poorly playing a trombone.
I think rage took over in that moment. Nothing but blind rage. Perched up top.
Whoa, what a landing.
From ring post to ringside, risking it all paid off.
Fast thinking saved him there.
And Woods has lost momentum here.
Yeah, this is what you have to do against Woods. You can't take him lightly. You have to come at him as you would any other serious threat.
A third.
Both wrists captured. Man, knee strike. Ow!
He catches Woods with a counter.
Uh-oh!
And Xavier Woods reverses.
Trading counters and reversals back and forth.
Are we heading towards a countout?
I hope not.
He's looking to make a moment here.
Firm control.
Big boot! Xavier Woods falling victim to an onrush now.
A very tough spot for Xavier to be in.
Mounting their opponent now, relentless. And Woods saw it coming.
Series of counters here. Who will finally capitalize?
German suplex.
Here it comes. Legendary. Hell's Gate. Hell's Gate.
This is real bad.
The Gogoplana's locked in. Hell's Gate. Hell's Gate, but shoulders are down. And they're out.
And his onslaught continues.
And he's looking unstoppable right now. Real European uppercut.
Okay, he should really focus on the match now. We get the point. Forearm to the face. He counters with a great reversal.
Xavier able to take a stand there.
Oh my fucking God, he loses that one.
Small package driver. Woods about to end this fight.
He's taking some serious hurt, but somehow he's still in this.
I think he managed that kick out on pure instinct alone.
And Woods has tried everything to get the fall, but his opponent is not going down quietly. This has become a monumental clash. There are no breaks on these competitors.
The will, the fire, the guts. You can feel their emotion.
Grabbing the arms and just rapid stops.
Just stomping every single part of his body. Pow! Ooh, right to the arm.
Momentum is running away from Woods here.
A very tough spot for Xavier to be in.
Neckbreaker. Check this out. Just deadlifted up into a powerbomb.
A knee right to the face.
Across the shoulders, knee right to the face.
German suplex.
Here it comes, legendary. Hell's Gate. Hell's Gate.
This is real bad.
The Gogoplana's locked in. Solid grip on this hold, not letting go anytime soon.
Agonizing to be in the submission. Knee.
There's the tap. There's the tap.